He was the first one that was created.
Okay.
And
how old were you when that happened?
About 3. He was created at first because of the sexual abuse that the guy from that was in the Air Force was letting one of his friends do. And he was also created to start handling the tough things, and when he couldn't handle it, he created a new alter that was a controller, which was Zach. Then he created Mark. Then they got together and they created the other ones, and they got together and created all the rest of them. So
Kristen and Dane.
Christian's the one that was also a Christian personality that became a Christian before.
Kristin, Kristen, not Christian.
Christian, yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about Christian. Yeah.
Okay. So, Kristen, Kristen, I-N, was an outgrowth through Christian.
Yeah, Christian and Zach.
Well, how did Kristen, Kristen, I-N, and Dane develop?
They developed when some of these personalities up here started developing consciences, so they tried to push
I see. So Christian,
more.
Bonnaci, Zachary Knight, and the Mark Anderson personality developed a conscience. So then you had pushed them into another personality.
They pushed into another personality that would...
And that would be Kristen, Kristen, and Dane, right?
Ones that were more willing to do what these people wanted because they started saying that was wrong and they didn't want anything to do with it.
Now, this is a group up to 6 years of age.
No, those are all ages.
Well, these are all ages? Okay.
Yeah, those ones are all ages.
And this is under the, these all...
And there's some in there that were like 18, 19 years old. So.
Well, then going over to this next group, Todd and Micah. Mikey,
Micah.
M-I-C-H-E?
No, it's C-H-A.
Okay, Micah.
Micah.
Because we're up here on the chart. What about them? They were developed how?
Well, they were developed to deal with specific persons, like with Alan Bear, and one dealt with Larry King, and
okay,
they just dealt with the different.
Explain who Alan Bear is.
Alan Bear is the I guess he's the heir to the J.L. Brandeis and Sons. He also owns a lot of realty and stuff out in all over the country, and he got some buildings out in San Francisco. Some that got damaged in the earthquake in '89. And I don't know that because I was in the house and he was talking about it at the same time. Talking about his buildings that got damaged.
In '89?
Yeah, the earthquake.
You were in the house since '89?
Well, one of the personalities had gone back and had seen him and stuff, and was at his apartment one time. He was talking to one of his.
Before you went to jail.
He had a female attorney. Yeah, it was 3 days before. Wednesday, I got arrested. Actually, Saturday morning at about 2:30. A couple of days before that, I told him to go F himself, and because he wanted me to get some of my young friends to go to his parties, and I told him no way, to go F himself, and I left. And he told me I'd be sorry.
Was the last time you saw Alan Bear?
When I was there at the apartment in Twin Towers, he was talking to one of his. I guess she was an attorney out in. I believe she was out in California, out in San Francisco, where the earthquake hit. And they were talking about a building that had been damaged by the earthquake, and the elevator didn't work, and the people that were complaining and stuff, which would be really neat to check out, because, how would I know you had a building out there, and how would I know that it was damaged by the earthquake if it indeed wasn't?
What kind of a building was it, do you know?
I don't know. It was an apartment.
Apartment? Okay.
It was a building that people lived in, because they were talking about some of the tenants were complaining because they...
Do you remember which personality visited his house?
Yeah, Mikey.
Oh, Mikey did, okay.
And he's under Christian.
Well, no, Mikey isn't under Christian. He's over here.
No, that's Micah.
Micah.
Mikey.
Oh, Mikey.
He's not a controller. He's just a personality,
okay.
So he's in that group there.
Okay, how about Mike and Todd?
Mike and Todd stored a lot of information. I remember. And they just stored information about certain people that were involved with specific people. I mean, they dealt with all kinds of different things. Jimmy Escobedo was the one that was involved with Emilio, that he was scared to death to say anything to anybody. Personalities under him and stuff were the ones that remembered specific details about places. Nathan Price was named after, I forgot who the guy was. A guy named Jerry or something like that, Price. He dealt with that. And Eric and Benjamin Howard dealt with a minister that was a gay minister from Colorado. Who was also in charge of a gay church, which...
Well, we're in Colorado.
Near Colorado Springs or something. It was one of the MCC churches they had, Metropolitan Community Churches. And then Sean and Dimitri Bear were dealing with Alan Bear. That was it. Todd's personalities dealt with higher class people. I'm saying that Alan Bear is in higher class, but they dealt with a little bit higher class people.
You're talking about politically affluent, influential people?
Yeah. But I don't know, I mean, like this Gall, I know you're the senator or something, or congressman or something, Gall.
How do you spell it?
G-A-L-L. And a guy named Weiss and a guy named William, which I got Prince William. That's because the guy called me Prince William. Weiss called me Prince. So he just took the guy's last name and used it too.
Okay, keep going. You want to go to the next group, which would be your satanic group?
Okay, and then you got Paul Jr., who used to be called Demaya. Demaya was a demonic name in the first place, and that's why he decided to change his name when he got saved.
Uh-huh.
And personalized under him were the group that we talked about that had the 36 in it, 6 groups of 6,
Right.
which is the satanic
Right.
number. Then you got Wesley, who used to be called Confusion. He used to confuse all the information about everything, and he didn't really have personalized under him. He just had confused thoughts under him, I think. And there's Life, who used to be called Death. He's Life now because he was one that went from the mode where I'm going to kill myself all the time to, hey, it ain't so bad. I can handle this. I've been through worse.
Uh-huh.
So he kind of went from death to life. And then there's Kelly, who dealt with being locked up all the time, and he just kind of disappeared the last 4 months of being in prison. Actually, the last year he disappeared. He wasn't even around after I went to the parole board and they yanked my parole. No need for him.
So we pretty well dealt with this other group, I think, in detail,
Yeah.
didn't we? The Dustin group.
And,
Okay, get your chart out there that you had that shows that everybody you've been involved with and the dates and the towns and so forth.
Okay.
That's yours.
Yeah.
That's yours, this is mine.
Okay. Is that the same thing as this, or?
Yeah, it's the same thing. You said this is...
That's right.
Well, that's America's Most Wanted. I'm going to go over that
Yeah.
in a little while. I want to go through this next section.
Okay, let's see.
You mentioned Larry King just a minute ago. You want to explain who Larry King is here?
Larry King used to be in charge of the Franklin Credit Union, I believe. I think that's what it was called. He was the thief. I don't know what he was, right?
Well, he was charged with embezzlement and fraud, I think.
Yeah, stole him $38 million and gets 15 years.
Yeah, and
poor old Jim Baker steals $4 million and gets 45 years, which they reduced it all the way down to 12 now or something.
I think, yeah.
Pretty good. And, well,
Okay, these are charts and records that you kept. Now, let me ask you this. How can I be sure that these are documented dates and times and so forth? Did you have a calendar or a diary or what?
I had one diary I had 7 diaries. All 6 of them disappeared. The 7th one, a couple of months were ripped out of it. It had names. The one that had 2 months ripped out of it had names, phone numbers, addresses of all these guys and stuff in it. Because they had a front part and the thing in it.
How'd you reconstruct it?
I used my mind. Part of this was pretty simple because I remembered when stuff happened, so I just went off of the memories. I had a little calendar for something, but I don't know what's that.
You showed me a calendar, year by year calendar not too long ago.
Yeah, year by year.